Well, hello there, friends. It's good to see you again. My name is Chuck, and I'm the Book Dweller. Welcome back to my channel. And any new subscribers, glad you're here. Come on in. I'm doing my video from the library here. It's Sunday evening. I'm looking around at some stacks I've got here, and I've actually got them separated by where I bought them. So, I think, you know what, let's just get right into them. I'll have a musical spotlight. I have one band called Dismember, Swedish metal. Right there, we'll get to them at the end. If you hear outside noise, I got my windows open. It's beautiful here in Cincinnati. So let's get to the books. This first stack came from the $1 book swap. $1 book swap in Dayton, Ohio. It's a little north of downtown. Actually, since I've gotten this stack, I've been there again, but that'll be part of October's haul. So let's get started. First of all, we have Viper by Alan Reef, or Reefy. Hopefully the reflection won't be too bad. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Next is The Ridge by Lisa Cantrell. After that, Michael Laimo, Fires Rising. Got the cheapy sticker on there. Doesn't matter to me. Next is one I already have, but I'm not going to pass this up for a $1 book swap. Everything in the whole warehouse is $1. Living Things by John Russo. It's nice to have 2 copies of that. Very cool. Next is Friend by Diana Henstel. I think that was the one Deadly Friend Wes Craven movie. I think that's what I understand. Pretty cool. Next up is a hardback by Barry Wood called Doll's Eyes. Next up is The Fury and the Terror hardback by John Ferris. That'll go nicely in my John Ferris, I don't think you can see back there, John Ferris books. Next are 3, I guess, mystery novels by Bill Bronzini. I have some of his westerns and some other of his mystery stuff. So everything in this stack was $1. This is called Booby Trap. Next is called Demons. And the last one is called Sentinels. Bill Bronzini. I really enjoyed his westerns. I think I read most of those. This next one is by Maynard Sims, and it's called Stranglehold. This was on the Sam Hain imprint. There you go. Oversized trade paperback, whatever you want to call it. Next is a sci-fi book, The Fellowship of the Talisman. I have this paperback somewhere. This is Clifford D. Simak. Next is a anthology called Dark Love, edited by Nancy Collins, Edward Kramer, and Martin Greenberg. So you can see some of the big names on the front there. And see if we could make out any of those on the back, possibly. Nice little anthology, Dark Love. Next is The Mailman by Bentley Little. My Bentley Little collection's exploded here. I'll have to do one. Next is one of my favorite Southern writers. Unfortunately, he passed away, but this is Faye by Larry Brown. Next, I actually have this in hardback I'm looking at. Yes, this is Dracula, Prince of Many Faces, His Life and His Times by Radu R. Florescu and Raymond T. McNally. I actually have a couple of their books, but this is Dracula Vlad Tepes there. Nice, very, looks like it's brand new, $1. Very cool. Next is my favorite history book of all time, which I have multiple copies of, but this is Howard Zinn's The People's History of the United States. If you've listened to my channel before, you know I actually got a chance to meet my hero before he passed away. So I've been giving copies away of this to friends. So And last from the $1 book swap in Dayton is Peter Straub, The Hellfire Club. Not a bad haul. Everything was a buck. Next is just a couple books here that I got from Ohio, up by Ohio University. We went out to visit our daughter recently, and we hit a couple little thrift stores or whatnot, but was lucky enough because I'm still trying to get the Del Abyss line as many as I can. I used to have them all, but I'm trying to get them. And this is actually in really good shape. Penance by Rick R. Reed. Del Abyss. One Step Closer. This one actually, I don't know if you could tell, is broke in half. And half the book was laying next to it, so I just put them in this plastic. It's the Owl's Fane Horror. I actually have another copy of this. And the lady gave it to me. So I brought it home and put it in the plastic. The little step back art's gone, but who cares? It's free. I mean, I guess you could tape it together, but what the hell? That's my favorite price, free. And then she gave me this book for free too. It's still in plastic. It's still wrapped. This is Now Wait for Last Year by Philip K. Dick. For some reason, she said, "Oh, the books are free. Just take whatever you want." So I went through them all, and here's one I've been looking for forever. Could never find it. Lady said, "Go ahead and take it for free." It's a rough copy, but you know me, I don't care. The Elementals by Michael McDowell. I mean, it is rough, but then again, so am I. So definitely a reading copy. But man, his books are hard to find. And then I got this General George Washington: A Military Life hardback. She said, "Go ahead and take it." So hats off to that nice lady up in Athens, Ohio, who gave me those. And then a couple here from the library book sale, which goes on pretty much every Saturday here in Cincinnati. It's extension of the big library downtown. So I only found 3 there. I think the most, they were $3 a piece. John Coyne, The Shroud. Beautiful condition hardback. $3. Here's another one, The Consultant. It's got the library plastic around it by Bentley Little. And that was $3. So a couple Bentley Littles in this haul. And here's one, oh, this is edited by Bill Bronzini, who we just showed. This is Tales of the Dead, a horror anthology. Looking in the back real fast, it's Stephen King, Poe, Robert Bloch, Charles Grant, Chelsea Quinn Yarborough, Joe Lansdale, the greatest. Let me see if anybody else. Bill Bronzini's got one in there. So it's a big one, big old chunky one. So $3. Moving on. These I got at Murphy's Books up in Kettering, Ohio, which is Dayton's here and Kettering's down here. It's about an hour away from the house here in Cincinnati. Murphy's Books in Kettering. Wolfkill by Greg Almquist. Some of these, if you follow me on Instagram, I usually post a book a day or whatever, but this is one I posted on Instagram. Wolfkill, pretty cool. Next is, this was $3. I couldn't get the tag off of there. Echoes of Valor. It's an anthology edited by one of the greatest of all time, Karl Edward Wagner. Robert Howard, Fritz Lieber, Henry Kuttner. I'm not going to go through them all. Yeah, it looks like those 3. Echoes of Valor. I used to have this hardback, I think. Who knows? That's cool. Anything with Karl Edward Wagner name on it, I'm grabbing. This is a book my wife turned me on 100 years ago, and I actually read it. Mystery novel by James Crumley, The Last Good Kiss. Sweet paperback. I don't know. A couple bucks, whatever it was. I'm sure I have this in multiple different editions, but I can't pass that up for a couple bucks. I'm not even sure how to pronounce this. Du Ire, I guess. Philip K. Dick and Roger Zelazny. That was $3. Always adding to the Philip K. Dick collection. Oh, this was a find up there. Wildwood by John Farris. That was the one I was wanting because a lot of I don't know where the John Ferris collection ends because it goes back so far. But this was one that I was actually looking for, and got it for $3. Pretty good shape. This one I got at the local record store here. They have a bunch of used books, and I read David Joy's book, The Line That Held Us. The Line, I think. Anyway, a friend of mine at work's reading it, and one of the guys who blurbed it was Daniel Woodrell. And that book by David Joy, I gave 5 stars. That was fantastic. I learned about him through Edward Lorne's channel. And so I was looking through there, and I found Daniel Woodrell, The Bayou Trilogy, for $7. It's got 3 books in it in one. So I was very happy to see that, and looking forward to get into these. I love the Southern Riders. Next, we have half-price books in Beaver Creek. So, continuing with the Daniel Woodrell, I've actually found one called Ride with the Devil, paperback of his. Very happy about that. So, I'm expanding my horizons. Here I have a whole group of Westerns. 93 cents, The Last Hard Men by Brian Garfield. I enjoy the Westerns because I dig that dusty, sweaty thing. It's a nice change from horror and history or whatever. This one is called To the Death by Robert Bell. I haven't even had a chance to get the stickers off theirs. I've been so busy with work lately. This one is another one by Robert Bell, Platte River Crossing. Big ass half-price book stickers. Another one by Brian Garfield, Sliphammer, the author of Death Wish. I thought I recognized Brian Garfield's name. And most of these are under $2. Death Rides the Rockies by Robert Kamen. And Winter of the Blue Snow by Robert Kamen. And The Eye of the Hunter by Frank Bonham. Also from there is Ghost Walk by Brian Keene. 1, 2, 3 different stickers on there. This one was actually $8. I have the paperbacks of this, but this is Richard Matheson, one of my favorites of all time. Shadow on the Sun. This is a Walker hardback. I have the paperbacks, but I was shocked when I saw it. I didn't even know it came out in hardback. So for $8, that made my day. Right there. That's probably my find of the day. Or whatever the month. And then this one was in the reduced section for $3. We Sold Our Souls. Grady Hendrix. We Sold Our Souls to Paperbacks from Hell. So that's that. And my buddy, The Book Abyss. We did a trade for Bethany's Sin by Robert R. McCammon. Very happy. Thank you, buddy. And actually, my last book was a present from my wife. I guess after 34 years, she still loves me. Jim Cornette presents Behind the Curtain, Real Pro Wrestling Stories. I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5, probably. And Jim Cornette's one of my favorite, lives down in Louisville. But this is like a graphic novel of wrestling stories. So, and actually here's the Midnight Express. My favorite tag teams, my favorite manager. I actually got a chance to meet Cornette, too, at one time several years ago. So that's all for the books. Holy cow. And my musical spotlight is a band called Dismember, Swedish death metal, whatever you want to call them. And this is Indecent and Obscene. What a great title. That glare is indecent and obscene. This one is called Pieces. Do a little zoom. Cool. This one's called Death Metal. Then we have Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. A lot of these are on Nuclear Blast. Misanthropic. Casket Garden. Looks like a single 3-song CD EP. And lastly, Massive Killing Capacity. And I think that's it, guys. Last night, my wife and I finally saw the Joker movie. I had to give it an A. I'm a big fan of downbeat endings, if you want to call it that. But what a performance by Joaquin Phoenix. I loved it. I thought it was great. Everybody's calling for a sequel, but I'm indifferent. I just thought it was brilliant. Maybe it'll be left alone. Oh, you know what? I found two over here. Oh, I forgot about these. These came from St. Vincent de Paul. Oh, they were sitting over there on a CD player. Neil Gaiman, Neverwhere. I forgot about those. And then check out this one out. Ed Kemper, serial killer on Mindhunter series. I saw interviews with him years ago when we lived in California. He always talked about Joseph Wambaugh, was where he learned a lot about police procedure. So when I saw this, I jumped on it. It's a 3-novel box set of The Onion Field, The Black Marble, and The Choir Boys. It's a 3-book box set. I think it was $1. So yeah, I forgot about that. I got so much stuff here. I got stacks. Let me see if I can give you a little quick tour of the books. It goes all the way around town. You scared me. I didn't see you there. Anyway, what a mess it is in here. But that's it. I'm going to give you a quick preview of next month's haul. So there's that. So anyway, now that I'm holding this in my hand, thanks everybody for watching. This is Chuck the Book Dweller. I am on Instagram. For any Instagram people that see this, thanks for coming over. For any YouTube people, I'll see you on my Instagram page. And finally, I'm finally going to do it. On November 2nd, I am going to go down south, way down south, to see my buddy Todd the librarian. So, before my next haul video, you might just see 2 booktubers joining forces for an afternoon of a little bit of food, maybe a beer or two, and some talk about books. So anyway, Todd, if you see this, I will see you on November 2nd, buddy. Everybody else, if I don't see you, have a great Halloween. And somewhere down the line, I'll do another book haul, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.